welcome to my channel, and if you're new here, please do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. In today's video, we're going to be talking about something that is very fundamental in the life of a programmer. And basically, if you're someone who's interested in programming or interested in learning how to code, you need to know that learning is a never-ending process in the life of a programmer. What I mean is that as a programmer, you're going to have to learn new languages, you're going to have to learn new technologies, because you see, technology is something that advances really quickly, and to keep updated and to be able to keep in touch with the current world trends or the current world technologies, you're going to have to keep learning. And so learning as a programmer can be very tedious. It can be very overwhelming sometimes, especially when you think about all the things that you have to learn as a programmer. And even when you're new to coding and you're just beginning to learn a new language, the whole process of learning can be very overwhelming and can be very tedious because you see, it needs a lot of dedication and commitment. And so in this video, I'm going to be talking about the strategies and the things that you can do that will help you to stay motivated and stay committed to accomplish your goals as a programmer, or basically accomplish your goal when it comes to learning how to code. And so the number one thing that you need to ensure that you do is that you have to have an end goal in mind. So take the time to think about the main reason why you actually want to learn how to code. Take the time to think about the main reason why you want to become a programmer. And the reasons can vary. It can be something like, let's say you want to build an application to solve a problem, to something like, let's say you want to have a good career opportunity. Let's say you want to have multiple income opportunities. So the reasons can vary. So that's why you really need to take the time to find out the main reason why you actually want to learn how to code. And so after figuring out the main reason, or rather the main goal of you learning how to code or learning how to program, you're going to go ahead and break down your main goal into smaller achievable steps that are trackable. And this can be in form of projects. Basically, for example, let's say you're learning a language like JavaScript, so you can break it down into projects that will help you actualize your final goal. Another thing that I will always recommend is that write down your bigger goals somewhere that you can always see, because this is going to play a very big motivating factor for you. The second thing that you have to do is that you need to ensure that you set realistic timelines for yourself. You really do not want to set yourself up for failure just because you are having unrealistic timelines. And by unrealistic timelines, I mean something like, let's say, making yourself learn an entire programming language in something like 2 weeks. So you really want to ensure that you take the time to find out what works for you when it comes to time. You can, let's say, set aside 1 hour a day to learn this programming language. Even 30 minutes a day can work. What matters at the end of the day is consistency. So figure out what works for you and ensure that you stick to that habit, and that is really what is going to help you at the end of the day. I mean, at the end of the day, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon, and it really takes time for you to eventually learn and for you to eventually actualize your goals. The third thing that you have to do is that you need to remember that you do not have to do this alone. Find peers in coding, join groups and communities of supportive people that you can share similar struggles and have strategies or solutions. There are many communities, especially online. You can find communities on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. There are many communities on Meetup. You can actually attend networking events for people in tech or people in computer science. So yeah, at the end of the day, this group of people are going to offer and become a great source of strength for you, because these are the people who understand what you go through on a daily basis and they're going to be a great resource for you, especially when it comes to knowing how to cope and knowing what to do in order to be successful in this field. So yeah, I'm always going to recommend being part of communities and groups online that can support you and help you succeed. The fourth thing that you have to do is that you need to ensure that you surround yourself with positivity and that you do not compare yourself with others. I'm always going to reiterate this fact. You really do not have to keep up with everyone else because people have different ways of learning and everyone has their own personal journey. So you really have to ensure that someone's progress does not affect how you are learning, and someone's progress does not really affect you from accomplishing your main goal. And you can surround yourself with positivity by consuming positive content. So the content that you consume online, it can be on social media, on the different platforms. Ensure that the people that you follow are people that you actually look up to, and ensure that the stories that you read are actually motivating. Personally, I do so by having a folder of stories that are motivating and by following people that I find inspiring, and I feel like this really helps me to remain inspired and keep motivated. At the end of the day, the content that you consume really plays a big role in how you look at and how you view life. So you really need to ensure that you consume content that uplifts you and content that inspires and motivates you. And finally, the most important thing that you have to do is that you need to ensure that you prioritize self-care. It is okay to take breaks if you need them. It is okay to take time off, because at the end of the day you have to ensure that you are physically and mentally okay. I'm always going to reiterate and I'm always going to say that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you achieve or what you accomplish if you're not okay mentally or physically. So take the time and prioritize your well-being. Take walks, do your exercises if you need to. Find out what works for you to ensure that you are physically and mentally okay. So, and that is the 5 things that have worked for me so far, and 5 things that I feel like will really help you in your journey of learning how to code and in your journey of programming. And basically this is what is going to keep you grounded and what is going to help you stick to your goals and stick to finally accomplishing what you want. And I hope that you have learned something, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thank you.